Romeo Dolphins. This is for our kinder through third graders. Welcome back to another Read Aloud with Mrs. Mullen. I'm really excited about the story that I'm sharing with you today. It's actually a story that I read to both my fourth graders and my seventh graders. And it's all about common ground, the earth that we live on, and the resources that protect our earth. So the story is called Common Ground, The Water, Earth, and Air We Share, and it's by Molly Bang. May we make our decisions for the seventh generation. Long ago, a village was built around a commons. So you can see all those houses around that common grassy area. The commons was common ground, which belonged to everyone in the village. All the villagers could bring their sheep to the commons to graze. But there was a problem. A villager who owned many sheep used more of the commons than a villager who owned a few sheep, or one, or not at all. You can see how this villager has a lot of sheep, this one has just a few, this one has one, but this one has none. So he's using more of the grass area than any of the other villagers. And because the common grass was free, people put as many sheep to graze there as they could. Soon there were too many sheep. There was not enough grass for all of them. This was not good for the commons, or for the sheep, or for the villagers. So people did one of two things. What do you think the people did? Make a prediction. What do you think the people did to solve this problem of too many sheep on the grass? Find out. Some people stayed in the village, but they made a plan together. They agreed to keep the commons lush and green and to do a better job of sharing it. Each person could only put one sheep on the commons. Everyone had to follow this rule. Other people chose to move away. So those are the two ideas. One was they controlled how many sheep could be on the grass, right? So then not all the grass was eaten up. Or they could choose to go find another place to live. There was always some place to go. Today, the world is much like that village. Now our commons are our parks, reserves, and natural resources, and the waters and air of the whole world. Today, we have almost the same problem that the villagers had. Today, each fisherman tries to catch as many fish as he can for the common sea. This way, the fisherman has more fish to sell in the short run. But soon there are fewer and fewer fish. This is not good for the fish, for the sea, or for the people. So look, when we overfish our waters, what happens? Yeah, the fish disappear, right? There's no fish, hardly any fish in there. Today, each lumber company wants to cut down as many trees as it can to sell for wood, paper, and fuel. The more trees the lumber company cuts down, the more money it makes in the short run. But after cutting down so many trees, there are fewer and fewer forests. This is not good for the trees, or for the forest creatures, or for the forest soil. What do you think happens to the animals if we cut down their forests, their places to live, their habitats? Yeah, they may go find another home, or sometimes they may even die. They may not be able to survive if we cut down their homes. We use our common oil, gas, and coal to heat our houses and run our cars. Companies use them to make plastics and other chemicals. In this way, we can stay warm, travel long distances, and visit stores full of amazing things to buy in the short run. But someday these fossil fuels will be used up. We all need water for drinking, cooking, and washing. Farms need water for crops and livestock. And businesses need water to cool equipment and clean up wastes. So we pump as much of our common water as we can. This works pretty well in the short run. What do you think is going to happen if we use up too much of our common water? Yeah, we may run out. Look, all the water's gone. You see hardly any blue, just a little bit. But over time, the well runs dry and the wastes pollute the water. There is not enough clean water for all the people, the farms, and the businesses. Fresh water, fossil fuels, forests, fish, one by one, we are destroying the natural resources that sustain our lives. So then, here is our common question. In our country, our companies, and each one of us benefit more in the short run from using as many natural resources as we can than what will stop us from destroying our world, our common ground. We need to answer this question together because today we are different from those long ago villagers in one very important way. Now we don't have any other place to go. So this is a really important story. I think that this is the type of story that I would love to have you guys talk to your parents about. And it's really about the power of conservation and why less is more. And during this time that we are staying at home, thinking about ways that we can use less of our resources would be very helpful. For example, if you're turning on every light in your house, that is using up a lot of electricity. Maybe we only turn lights on when it's dark out and we need the light, right? Or we only turn a light on for the one room that we're in and not for the whole house. Or for some of you, and I know that some of my second and third graders joined me for an assembly this year about water conservation. So for example, brushing our teeth. When we're brushing our teeth, not letting the water run, but turning it off while we're brushing our teeth can help save water. Recycling. If you and your family recycles, being a part of that. Maybe talking about today what you can recycle. What are the recyclable items? For families, I'm sure if you do recycle at home, you have a separate space for that, starting to teach our children what that looks like and how we recycle. Students, you remember here at school, we do food waste recycling, right? Where we compost, where we put food waste in one bin, we put our recyclables in another bin, and then we throw away the rest. We do this important piece in order to help with toxic gases and things that can go into the air and affect our life, right? Affect the wildlife, affect our trees, affect animals, affect us. So your task today is to think about conservation. That's a very big word, but basically it means save. How can you save electricity, save water, save resources, recycle? Think about the things that you guys are already doing in your house to do this, and then maybe create some new ideas or strategies, a new plan of how you can continue this moving forward. You can draw a picture to show me and then maybe share that with me either down in the comments or email it to me of how you plan to conserve resources in your house, or it could be just a conversation that you have with your parent and a plan that you guys create in your home. I hope you guys are having a really great day. The weather's supposed to be nice this week. I hope you get some time outside in your backyard or in front of your apartment, an area where you guys can enjoy the sun, the vitamin D shining down on you. Remember, today our goal is conservation. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Bye, dolphins.